all. We are just sitting here in the dining room, living room,
where we just finished lighting 4 trees earlier today. And oh my gosh, so much work ahead of us.
Yeah, I know. We, if you didn't see it, we put on lights on 4 trees right behind Ben. You'll see them right there. So, yeah, that's about it. So it is September 22nd, 2019. It is Pepper Treeville you're watching. I'm Arnie.
I'm Ben.
And Doug's in the other room. Say hi, Doug.
Hi there.
Hope you heard him.
Hey, Dylan.
Dylan, Stacy, Mike. I see
Jeff and Samantha.
Samantha's there. Oh my gosh, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
Let's see, I don't have my phone on me. Hold on. I'll be right back. Just need to get my phone.
Little Darlin's here too. Hi. We're still, we went and had lunch after we finished the 4 trees behind us. Well, lighting them anyway. Let me show you. There are 4 trees here. The 2 back here, these 2 back here will be going into the dining room, which is actually in front of me right now. They'll have one on either side of our hutch. And then these 2 go in the Mickey room, which everyone knows is where most of the valuable stuff is. At least that's what is perceived. But the green tree is for all Mickey Mouse ornaments, and the white tree is for 101 Dalmatian ornaments.
Oh, you didn't hear him? Okay, Dylan. Okay, yeah. I'll try and get him to come on over at some point very soon. So everyone, if you didn't see it, yeah, we had a lot of fun this morning.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
A lot of work, but it's going to pay off in the long run.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. But I'm already feeling a little tired. I could take a nap.
Oh, I'm exhausted. Oh, gosh. And last time I checked, the A's were losing 8-1. So it's like,
oh, that doesn't help.
That doesn't help my Sunday either.
Well, maybe this will. It is it is your daily dose of Disney today. It is September 22nd.
Yeah.
2019, the last day of summer. Fall officially begins tomorrow morning very early. And I'll tell you, I am.
That's Doug saying that he's sitting in the other room under the Pepper Treeville name. So
at 12:50 Pacific time.
Oh, so
3:50 in the morning Pacific time, Eastern time.
So those of us who will be sleeping before midnight tonight will be waking up to fall.
Yes.
That's a nice feeling.
Yes, it is.
I love the fall.
I love the fall too. Really love the fall. Oh my goodness. So anyway,
Stacy says hi, Doug.
Matt, thank you for joining. How are you doing, Mr. Jack Santa Claus Logan? It is gosh, I am just really tired.
Yeah.
But let's get started with the daily dose. Let's go back in history, 1944.
Okay.
A lot of the Mickey Mouse shorts came on at that time. Of course, that's really what they were focused on during the early days of the studio. They would only do the major movies they wanted to do at least one a year, but didn't quite make that schedule. It was too hard, too aggressive.
Yeah, and well, also
expensive.
with World War II getting in the way.
Yeah,
it didn't help.
Oh, Matt, your birthday's next Sunday, and you're about to get dinner. Nice. Yeah, we just finished lunch. Took us almost 45 minutes to get home. We were in traffic.
Yeah, there was some weird police action on a freeway around in our city that shut down the freeway for something we don't know. Whenever police action is claimed, it can be almost anything. But we were stuck in the car for about half an hour on the freeway waiting to get off the freeway. Kind of annoying, really.
Doug, stop, OMG. Oh my goodness. So on this day, let's see, 2019. Let's go back in history. 1944. On this day, Disney's Minnie Mouse actually had a short come out today. It was called First Aiders. She practiced first aid on Pluto, and her little cat Figaro, which was a character from Pinocchio, was also in the cartoon.
And that was actually 75 years ago today.
Yeah, 75 years ago today.
Wow.
But that cartoon was released. It was actually the first. Oh, he played golf today. It's the first cartoon where Minnie appeared without Mickey. So, yeah, good for Minnie. 75 years ago today. And then, let's see, I've got my notes here. In 1965, there was a sequel to a cartoon starring Goofy. Goofy did Freeway Phobia. It was about driving in traffic, the whole bit. Oh, Pam. Hi, Pam. Thank you for joining. And there was a sequel called Goofy's Freeway Trouble. So those cartoons where Goofy's in traffic and yelling at each other, man, those are so funny.
Yeah.
The Goofy cartoons just crack me up. And then 1973. Some of you, I don't know if you've ever heard of Lawrence Welk, but it was kind of Lawrence Welk. He was the director that always had bubbles and champagne and things.
Yeah, he was big in the 1950s.
Yeah, he was big. Our grandparents would watch Lawrence Welk.
Yeah.
So I remember watching grandparents watch Lawrence Welk. They loved it. I thought, oh, okay. Anyway, they did a tribute to Walt Disney on this day in 1973. The show actually started as a local show in LA and then went national in 1955, ran for almost 30 years nationally. Kind of pretty cool. What is the shirt Ben has on?
Oh, it's an I Conquered Small World.
Where'd you show it? I conquered small world. It's a small world. I remember watching every Saturday night. A 1 and a 2. That's it, Stacy. A 1 and a 2. That's it.
Yep.
That's Lawrence Welk. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Now here's an interesting one. Now I've been talking about the fact that Walt Disney Studios had let go of their CEO, Card Walker. They had a problem with
Ron Miller.
Ron Miller was let go too.
Okay.
So Card Walker, Ron Miller, they were all let go. And the board was interviewing people. They interviewed Michael Eisner. And on this day, he was voted in as the chief executive officer, and Frank Wells was elected president and chief of operations. This is what I didn't know. When I did the history research, I found out that Walt Disney Productions, at that point when Michael Eisner took over, was almost $1 billion in debt. They owed $900 million.
Imagine that,
and now that's how much an annual pass costs. So
yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, what was it? Earlier this year, they bought Fox for $71 billion.
Yeah.
Imagine that. That was $72 billion ago.
Yeah. Yeah. $900 million in debt, and in 3 years, the studio was worth $340 million.
That's not bad.
So they quickly turned things around, made things better, and of course, during that time, the animation renaissance happened.
Well, that was also in the days before people realized how valuable an intellectual property really was. And when Michael Eisner and Frank Wells stepped in, they saw that there was this valuable commodity called a history of Disney that was waiting for people to be rediscovered.
Oh yeah. So Walt said, I see trees are going up. Hooray!
Yeah, they are. If you didn't catch it earlier, Walt, we did about a 2.5-hour stream of us lighting 4 trees, and it was scintillating to say the least.
We were talking all the time, explaining what we were doing, how the process works. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. So in 1991, Walt Disney World was celebrating their 20th anniversary. On this day, they kicked off a parade. It was called the Surprise Celebration, 20th Anniversary Surprise Celebration Parade. And the resort officially had its 20th anniversary that year on, of course, October 1st. In 1999, on this day, Illuminations 2000 had its first soft opening. Now remember,
20 years ago.
That was the beginning of the Millennium Celebration at Walt Disney World. To this day, Doug says that is the best celebration that Disney's ever done. He loved the Millennium Celebration. I'll be honest, I loved it too. As a matter of fact, we still have legacy stuff from it right now, and that's it's about to go away. Reflections of Earth. That was the results, coming out of Illuminations 2000. Right after that, Reflections of Earth. That's what it was called. They dropped the 2000 and just left the show.
Yeah. I never got to go to the Millennium Celebration.
I loved it. The parade, everything, all the music, the theming, everything was really cool. Just loved it. Then in the year 2000, on September 22nd, Larry King Live was hosting Dick Van Dyke, and on his show, he asked him about Mary Poppins. And it turns out that was his first film, and Larry King asked, so Walt picked you out? He says, yes, absolutely. Walt,
you got to say it like Larry King.
Okay.
It's like that. So Walt picked you out.
Yeah. Yeah. So absolutely. Walt Disney.
No.
So that was it. So Walt picked you out, huh? And then Dick Van Dyke said, yes, absolutely. And Walt Disney, for some strange reason, thought of
Hi,
me.
Sean.
God bless him. Everybody else in the show was British.
That's Dick Van Dyke. He has a good sense of humor.
Lothar, I have a question for you. Have you ever done research on how many people were accidentally killed? You know what? I've actually looked into that before. It's been a long time, but unfortunately there are things about that. I'll do some research. Yeah. It's a rather morbid situation for the parks, but yeah, we'll cover that sometime. Hello, Greg, Expedition Greg, everyone's in the house. Thanks for being here. So that was in 2000 that Larry King interviewed Dick Van Dyke. And man, amazingly, Dick Van Dyke is still with us. He's in his 90s, dancing on desks in Mary Poppins Returns. Wow, it was great. Let's see. Oh, on this day, how many of you remember this show? In 2004, ABC premiered a couple of shows in the fall season. One, hello, Mama Mouse. How you doing? 2004, Desperate Housewives premiered in this season in 2004. But on this day in 2004, another show called Lost premiered. And I have to say, at that time, Michael Eisner was not happy with either show. He did not like Lost, and he definitely did not like Desperate Housewives.
Well, at this time, you have to remember that this is 20 years after Michael Eisner came over to Disney, and he had gained fame back in the late 70s running Paramount and their television arm. And he had a string of hits in the form of Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy. And he was looking for more shows that were along those lines. But the thing is, he didn't understand that normal people had moved on in their television habits, and that shows like Desperate Housewives and Lost could gain a really good audience. He would have passed on them had he not been convinced to give them a chance. And they turned out to be two very large hits for ABC at that time.
Yeah, and Stacey, I agree. Both shows were great. I loved, especially Desperate Housewives. We just had so much fun with that show.
I was addicted to that show called Lost, and then they lost me. That's how a lot of people felt.
The first 3 seasons, going into the 4th season, I loved the show. And then when they started doing the flash forwards, and especially the finale, I was just so disappointed. But still, I enjoyed the show. I watched it all the way through.
I've only seen a couple of episodes. I've never really seen the series of Lost. And Desperate Housewives, I'm still way behind on playing catch up with that show. And it's been off for what? 7 years? 8 years?
Desperate Housewives?
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended in 2012.
Jeez.
2012. Yeah. I call myself Bree Van Dyke. Yeah, it's true. Doug does call himself Bree.
Yeah. He's definitely one of those people that loves to entertain.
Yeah, he does. He does. On this day in 2011, 8 years ago today, now this is kind of interesting. The picture I posted on Instagram and on Twitter, and is also the thumbnail for today's broadcast, shows the Aulani Resort in Hawaii.
Yeah.
At Ko'olina, I think is the place where it's located.
I just know it's southwest Oahu.
Yeah, it's it's west of Honolulu. I actually have a friend that just got back from Aulani, and she was there for a week. She loved it. See, Stacey stopped watching when they did the flash forwards too. I agree. Anyway, on this day, Alani held an evening grand opening celebration. The resort really did open officially on August 29th, but on this day, it was their official grand opening celebration. And Bob Iger and, of course, Tom Staggs, who was the chairman of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts at that time, he was also in attendance. So both of them were there 2011. 2011, man, 8 years ago. Alani's been around for 8 years already.
Yeah.
And
has any one of you been to Alani? I know a couple of people who have been to Alani and they like it. But me personally, if I'm going to Hawaii, the times I've been to Hawaii, I've actually gone to Hawaii where you're on the North Shore in an area that isn't really for visitors. It's more locals. And there was a place that I stayed at a few times, which was across the street from a barbecue place called Uncle Bobo's, which I still have dreams about at night.
Oh, Uncle Bobo's is great. Now, Mike Wheeler, you say, I want to put on a grass skirt and coconut bra. I knew the hula in Hawaii. Okay. A little bit of trivia. The only person that I know personally that has actually worn a coconut bra and grass skirt like that is Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
He did it in the show South Pacific in 1974 in high school. Ben was in the production with him.
Yep.
Yes, just like Timon. That's right, Doug. Just like Timon.
That's my claim to fame. I was in a stage show with Tom Hanks in 1974.
Oh, man.
Ages ago.
Yeah. And then let's see. In Hawaii, Doug and I have a trust attorney that handles paperwork and things like that. And he's part of Doug's networking group. He went to Alani a few years ago, and he said that he had the most expensive breakfast of his life. He he bought into DVC on that day at breakfast.
Oh my gosh!
So that was one expensive breakfast.
No wonder.
So, but he loves Disney Vacation Club. He loves it.
Lothar,
yeah. Ooh, I did not know that. 1792, the Royal French lost their powers. Oh, and yes, Ben, that's a big claim to fame.
He was in high school. I was, 9 years old?
Yeah. But it was fun. He used to play with us backstage. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Paid cash in full for a DVC. Yep. Our attorney did that. Very expensive breakfast, but he still loved it and loves it to this day. Also on this day, the Disney Magic, which it always moves around. They move the Magic around a lot. The Magic was the first ship that, first and only Disney cruise line that Doug and I have been on. We did in 2005, 2008. In 2005, we did it when it came to California. It was docked in Long Beach, and we went on the inaugural cruise for the Mexican Riviera. On this day, though, in 2012, they made their maiden voyage from port of Galveston, Texas. This was the first time they'd been in Galveston to leave for a cruise. So they said that the funnel of the Disney Magic donned a cowboy hat.
That's got to be one big cowboy hat.
I'm sure it was. I don't have a picture of it, but I'm sure I can find one somewhere. That is about all I have for today for the daily dose. Let's see. I'll mention it again. If you have not yet done it, make sure that you go back into our archive. Take a look at a video that Ben just posted of Life with Ben. What was it about?
It's a montage of clips of my visit to Disneyland last month, set to music that is not Disney.
Yeah. But still, he did a lot of, oh, look at that. In 2011, CERN scientists announced the discovery of neutrinos breaking the speed of light. Gene of the neutrino. Reminds me of Big Bang Theory.
Also, Mike is reporting that there is now a sixth named storm in the Atlantic. The latest is named Karen, which is kind of appropriate because I know a girl named Karen, and she certainly is qualified as a storm.
Yeah.
No, she's really good. She's a really, really nice woman. I adore Karen.
Yeah.
She's a good friend of mine. She lives in Southern California. I haven't seen her in a while, but what do you mean she's a hot mess, Doug? Have you met Karen?
He has not met Karen. She is not a hot mess.
Oh, no, not Tom. No, not Karen. Who? Who are you referring to?
Oh, this week's Left with Ben. Yeah, thank you, Stacy. Thank you for posting that. And then also tomorrow night. Oh yeah, Doug never met her. On let's see, tomorrow night, the first day of fall, PTV Live, we will be hosting Shep of the Shep family.
Shep is going to give us his view of Disneyland and see how it compared to Walt Disney World. And it was his first time in California at the resort. So,
and he'll give us his impressions on some of the things that he experienced while he was there for
D23.
For D23
Yep.
and the time he spent with Corey Meets World.
Yep.
So
we have a lot to talk about tomorrow night.
Yeah, definitely have a lot to talk about. But that's about it for today. I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific.
Lothar, you of course you can be the hot mess.
Yeah, to the two guys on the screen and one behind the name, and Chad, you guys in chat, you guys are amazing. Thanks again. Oh, Mike, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. But yeah, we've had a lot of fun today. It's been a busy day, and we'll be back tomorrow with another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. So what was this? So Monday night for your stream, I need my PSAs that I use during any stream that Shep is on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right.
So let's go ahead and wrap up this blessing.
Yep.
Everyone, thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow with another edition of the Daily Dose, and tomorrow also PTV Live. So
yep.
In the meantime, everyone, I'm so glad that you've joined us this afternoon. Yes, please don't forget to hit that like button on the way out of the stream. We really appreciate that. Really does help the channel. And I guess that's about it. I missed the tree videos. I'll have to go back and watch. Thank you, Dances with Goofy. We really appreciate it.
It's just the first of many to come during this setup season. Yep. So be prepared. I am.
Yeah, we'll be doing other videos about not just decorating trees. Texas Rider, thanks for being here. Not just about decorating or fluffing and lighting trees, but we'll do things about unpacking boxes, how we stage ornaments and how we decorate trees, the process that we go through to do actually decor throughout the entire house.
We'll and how we pack a tote.
Yeah, how we pack a tote. Because believe me, we love to play Tetris with boxes and ornaments.
There's a method to our madness.
You need to do it when you have as much as we do in the collection. You got to take advantage of every bit of space possible.
Yep.
So,
do you all remember the movie Airplane? There's a scene when Ted Stryker, the pilot, the unwilling pilot to sit down in the cockpit, sits down and sees all the buttons and dials, and they have this long stream of a panning scene where everything goes across with all the dials and lights and all that. Imagine that in tote form on shelves in Arnie's garage. And that's how it looks like to me.
Yeah, there are a lot of totes in there. It's a lot, but everything is labeled. You got to keep things labeled so we know which tote goes where to which tree. Otherwise, we would be completely lost. Who is the best wrapper in the house? And I'm guessing if Doug is wrapping that they have to be perfect corners. Doug, who do you think is the perfect wrapper in the house?
The three of us?
Yes.
It's not me. I'm terrible at wrapping. As much as I love to give gifts and go Christmas shopping and all, I'm terrible at wrapping.
I guess me.
I would probably maybe you a little bit more. You like cutting and making sure within lines.
Yeah, especially.
I'm not really that I care about.
I am especially fond of Hallmark wrapping paper.
Yeah, they have the printed grid on the back.
Turn it over. It's got that printed grid. It makes it very easy for cutting a straight line. Very easy.
Ooh, wrapping stream.
You know what? Maybe we will wrap some packages.
Oh, dear Lord, no.
We'll do a couple of packages. But for that one, we will get my sister involved so that she can show you how she makes bows, because she does a great job with that.
I've actually been asked to include Megan and her brother Jeremy in some sort of video where we're wrapping presents so Megan and Jeremy can have their annual Christmas fight.
They're very good at it.
Yeah.
I hear wrapping paper wraps better with the glove treatment.
What do you mean? Lothar, what do you mean I'm never prepared? Where's the Hawaiian shirt? It's 1,000,000 degrees outside right now. I'm not going to dress up in 2 layers. I always put a shirt underneath my Hawaiian shirt. It's like, It's just
Yeah, just
properly dressed.
just the way things. Yeah, we love the gloves too.
Oh Lord! All right, we've
Yeah, we
gone
did.
on far too long already.
Everyone, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it. Just got to make sure the present you wrap aren't for people that watch the stream.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Although, you know, we don't see what's in the package. We'll just see a blank box.
That's true.
So we're very careful about that. But everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We've had a lot of fun this afternoon. And have a magical evening, everyone. There's, let's see, a lot of stuff happening tonight. I know Jeff with Dole Whip Dad is doing his DizTube. I believe that
Okay.
Bob and Ashley will be going live pretty soon. In less than an hour, they will be live doing their Sunday night chat
At 7.
at 7.
Okay.
4 Pacific. And then Jeff Dole Whip Dad is at 9 p.m., I believe, 6 p.m. Pacific. So everyone, have a wonderful evening. And we'll see you tomorrow with another edition of the Daily Dose as well as PTV Live. So have a magical evening, everyone. And as always, have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.